Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about the new champion point system and the calculator we created. I have done a deep dive video on this previously, so I would recommend watching that first, link in the description. So this here's the new system with a champion bar and a lot of new perks and so on. We have a complete new section on eso-hub.com. I will also put the link in the description called champion points. This bar is only visible on desktop. On mobile, you will have to go to combat and gear and you will find the trees up here. Click on this. So we do have the calculator down here, which is pretty much identical to the one in-game. I will talk about this more in a second. You also do have each of the trees available with all the perks. And if you click on the perks, I don't know, maybe you also see like jump points, etc. This functionality also works on other sites like alcasthq.com. Like everybody that uses the WordPress plugin can use this. So I have an allocation for this specific setup here. So it tells you, okay, how much champion points do you need, how much points we put in here, and you can hover over it. It will actually show you a tooltip, like we do for like skills and sets and passives, all that stuff. It's really nice. So everybody can use a plugin. It's like a WordPress plugin pretty much. So if your website is on WordPress, you can use it. Now the calculator. It functions pretty much like in-game. It also works on mobile now, and of course we will keep adding new features like presets. We're already working on these. So what can you do? You can spend points by holding down shift. You can move 10 forward like in the game. Then this one here is a slottable, so you will have to actually slot this up here. And of course we can keep go on with that and so on, pretty much distribute everything. And then up here, share this setup. You can actually create a link that copy pastes your setup, so you can share it with your buddy and so on. I usually do the same thing for the builds up here. So like this preset, you can just click on this link and it will actually show you the allocation completely. One side note, a lot of people think that you need like 2000 champion points to be viable. That's not really true. You can get a pretty decent setup with like 500 to 700 already. 1000 covers pretty much everything on like one side of the road. So if you're a damage dealer, you can pretty much get all the damage perks, but you will miss some of the damage mitigation perks and so on. So don't panic if you see 2100 points down here. Just work your way from top to the bottom. So the calculator is pretty straightforward. You can see all the perks. I think we will make the add to champion bar to activate a little bit like flashier so people don't forget it. But yeah, pretty easy to use. I will put the link in the description as well. That is this. Then there is of course a guide if you want to read everything about the champion points. Like if you need a beginner guide on how it works and so on, it's all here, as well as a full list of like the points needed. Just to show you how much points you actually need to go to 3600, it's like 2.2 billion. They actually lowered this. The start of the PTS, it was like over 4 billion. They were kinda generous, surprisingly, but yeah. There is also some base setups here, like a Magicka DPS, Stem DPS, Tank Healer, and PvP Stamina Magicka. These are just like base layers, because in the end, every build will have a very specific allocation, because every build is different, right? It will be similar, but not exactly the same, because some people might prefer AoE damage first over single target, etc. About the calculator, at the moment it is a standalone. Once we have a build editor, we will of course also build this in. and things like the sharing of your setup. We will also make it possible that you actually can put it into your account and so on. So we will pretty much have like an account system where you can create builds, like complete builds and so on. But that will, I don't know how far that is away, but it is down the road. FYI. One more note on alcasthq. I'm currently working on updating the builds. Most of them actually already have the 2.0. This here is still the old allocation. I'm slowly removing this one. All of the builds already have this, the new allocation. I just haven't moved it up yet. But yeah, it should be there already. And some of the builds, let me actually check this one. You can always see here whether it's updated or not. I think the stamina ones, yeah, so this one here is already updated for the next patch. Flames of Ambition DLC, Blackwood chapter, so you kind of know it's updated. Because people always ask me whether the build is yet updated. It says Flames of Ambition, which is the next DLC that will launch on Monday, then yes, it is updated. If it still says Markarth, then it's probably not updated. So yeah. All links in the description below. If you have any questions, please either ask me during a live stream on Twitch. I usually stream on the weekend when I'm raiding. Or you can ask us in our community Discord, which is usually the best way to contact us if you have any questions, because we also put all the new content that we have on our sites and everything specific to the new DLC, official releases, YouTube, Twitter, and so on. It's all here. So yeah, make sure to join. I think that's pretty much up. That's pretty much it for me today. Why can't I like speak normal sentences? It's kind of weird. But anyway, if you have feedback for that stuff, we do have a feedback section as well down here. Either for Alcast, eso-hub, the Dwemer automaton, and so on. We always like to get feedback because we want to improve things. So that's it. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.